Attraction Part 2. I guess I am lucky that my STBX is making the choice for me. I know that I would have never left this situation. I would always stand by her side. I like to think now that I would not accept her back, but there is always room in my heart for forgiveness. But with major changes. Last night, her brother called me again and we spoke for about an hour. He is worried, almost as sick as I am. It really feels good to have someone with empathy express it to you. The understanding of what I am going through and the validation of me not being crazy again is a good thing, but hard to swallow. The more I get validated in my thoughts about my wife, the more that I begin to pity her and want to seek out help for her more. Back to the conversation. He spoke to his sister, which is the STBX sister too. I had known that she knew about the OM that she is currently seeing, but it came out that she told her about it back in December, a time when we were still intimate. I figured as much, but again, when these things become a reality, it stings like hell. She does not know what to do. Who does really? But she knows about her being unstable and knows that I am a good guy and is extremely sad for me. She has plans to speak with the STBX again about all of this. She also really wants to reach out to me as well. She wants me to always be a part of my nephew's and niece's life. Not sure how that all works, if it even can, but it is what it is. The brother is telling her father. I guess what this all comes down to are the lies that I was too blind to see, or even refuse to see. She is lying to everyone, me, her family, probably even the OM. At least now she will be held to some accountability for her actions. Both the brother and sister said to me something that absolutely crushed me last night. They both said that I should have full custody of my daughter and that they would take the stand for it. I could never do that, but her own blood know this is wrong. This cannot be all my fault. So today is the day of exposing the affair to her family. The sister said she would take the fall for it. I am not sure how this all will play out, but I fully expect wrath. I will be kind, patient, and understanding. She is a lost soul in this world right now. Anger and pain will come out, and I refuse to let my anger out when she is angry. She will not get to have an effect on me. Had trouble sleeping, picturing her being intimate with the OM last night. The time she left to stay somewhere at her friend's just really made me sick to my stomach. I really do not like thinking about her cheating. I hate the mind movies. Someone is literally all over the person I once had. That is my wife. Those two make me sick. The main problem is simply I am not an angry person at all. I feel more pity than anger when I think about her now. I feel sorry for her. I want her to get better. I want her to live a non-chaotic life. I want her to have happiness and find out who she really is. I want her to hug her inner child and tell her that it will all be better now. When I cope, I generally always miss the anger stage. It just isn't in me. Anger does nothing for me. I guess I should have said argue back at her. Validate my reasons. I am done with that. From now on she gets the you are right. Absolutely. And definitely I will be agreeable to everything she says. Outside of the divorce, of course, I will definitely be dropping some differing opinions on her about things. I can want all of these things, but the change has to come from the person, not me. I know this. The only way I would take her back would be for her to go to therapy, to a doctor, to someone who can diagnose her, to someone who can help her. Problem is, with BPD, they have to see it themselves first. I will divorce her if that is where it leads, but I will not turn her away from help. Be it letting her parents know to watch her closely. Be it anything to help my dear friend. I love her too much. She is the mother of my daughter. She is my family. Been a few days. I had a rough weekend. More of the same. I am at home while she is out with the new love of her life. More boring, feeling sorry for myself. Going to stop writing about it. My daughter is doing great. We are getting another offer on the house and this ball of divorce will begin to roll down the hill. Moving on can finally be implemented. I have reached out to God and my relationship with Him has grown in a way never before. I am attending church and have joined a Bible study group. I believe that a marriage without God and it leads to these events that have transpired in my life. My faith has lifted me up. I recommend some of you to turn to God and give your problems to Him. Let Him write the story or your life and stop trying to write your own. We will all get what we need. I just pray for each and every one of you to find your little piece of happiness. God bless. Wow, what a weird day I have had. Last night the wife came home from the OM house and said she wanted to talk about life tomorrow evening. So tonight, we talk. She does not want to get divorced. She sees how much happier I am. She doesn't even know the person I am anymore. I guess I am shining a little bit because I am happy and I have let go. I have accepted everything that life has given me. I focused in on me, my faith, and my daughter and have not looked back. She is starting to crack. The house is probably going to sell and the realization of her terrible choices and the effects on our daughter and family are beginning to set in. The fog is starting to dissipate. She offered me this. We can live together and not divorce, but we have separate bedrooms. She will leave the OM, we will stay together for our daughter. She then went on to try and tell me in so many words if I keep acting the way I do and keep at it there is a chance for us. Essentially, living how we are now. Well, what an irrational cake-eating idea that is. I responded and stuck to my guns. Remorse, 100% commitment to US therapy. Psychiatric, accepting God. I told her I want her heart, not half of it, not most of it. All of it. I want her to look to me for her love. Irrational. Jesus, let's just leave the OM so we can have our family back and I get to stay with you while you will always be wondering what could have been with him with your eye on the door. Sounds like a great deal. I told her she needs to get all of this out of her system. I told her that what she is offering is not a marriage. I told her she needs to not be in love with someone else. She said, I am telling you I do not want a divorce, so if we divorce it is your choice. I love BPD. The thing is, all I do now is pray she finds God. I am beginning to pity her. She is so lost and the guilt from her choices and regret are starting to surface. I am not a prideful man. I forgive freely. I will not relent on what I need for reconciliation, however, and I have a clear conscience for divorce. I will divorce her if she does not change, because the only way to move forward together is to revamp the entire system, to start anew with God. I love my new life. I love my wife. I love my daughter. I expect nothing anymore, and it is truly the most uplifting feeling. She knows where I stand and I am focusing in on divorce. I am proud of myself for not caving and compromising. She knows where I stand. Another day, another dollar. Well, I guess it is an event week for me. My STBX mother called me at work. I haven't much spoke to her since the divorce talk she had with her daughter, and since she found out about the affair that my STBX has partaken in. She cried and cried and cried. She apologized for her daughter's actions. She doesn't understand it. I felt like I was the one consoling her. It was one of those paradox moments. I felt terrible for her. I don't know, it put me in a terrible mood. Brought me down a bit. I am better now. But her family is reaching out to me because they love her and me and do not know what else to do, because the STBXW shuts them out if they disagree with anything that she is doing. She will do anything to avoid the pain, guilt, and suffering. Oh well, just another day, I guess. Been a few days. I guess that is a sign of healing, or I have all the answers that I need currently. Been feeling pretty good. I let the STBXW know once and for all that she will never see me try to save us. That is all on her now. I let her know pretty much be with the and I will move one with someone else. Opened up the cage door. I let her go and it felt uplifting. So, now she stayed home all weekends. Says it's because I make her feel like a bad mother when she leaves. Projection much. Church was very peculiar yesterday. It was about forgiveness with divorce mixed in. It really hit home. The pastor was telling a story about his buddy who just went through a divorce. The buddy said the following: I love my wife, but we just cannot be married anymore. He led it into how God divorced the people of Israel because they broke their covenant to him. My wife broke her covenant. I don't know, just speaking my mind, I am struggling with divorce. It has always been my greatest fear. Now, I am accepting it and facing my fear. I don't know, felt like I was being told that everything was going to be okay. I went out and had a few drinks this weekend and played bags. Was good to get out, but I struggle with leaving my daughter still. I feel neglectful when I leave. Really bothers me. Angry day. Not sure how it got brought up, but finally got the STBX to admit that the affair had been going on for a while. At least I have some peace of mind that I am not crazy. Anyway, started filling out the divorce papers. Fun stuff. The rationalizations of a cheater are literally comical. This damn house needs to sell. Oh well, I worked out for an hour and a half. The abs are starting to stick out again. I look great. I honestly mean that, and it feels good to have some actual decent feelings about myself. Even if they are just physical. Things are looking up, and by up, meaning the walls of my life have come crashing down and I am removing the pieces off of me one step at a time. She cried tonight. Good. Poor me. Whatever. I am sick of trying to get in her mind. It isn't my mind, and the more I realize that, the more I can let go. Went to the park with the daughter today. We went down the big slide 5 times. She is one. Gleeful is the word that I will use. I adore her and am blessed to have the wonderful little princess in my life. She is all the girl I need. My life is changing, even though I do not want it. I think that it is okay to be okay with the way things are coming to be. I still struggle with the jealousy, the fact that someone other than me gets to enjoy the stranger in my house. But I have to hold on to the fact that this guy isn't better than me. The only thing he has to offer that I cannot is that he is still new, even though he is a guy from her past. They can be happy with one another, with their family ruining ways. I accept it. It is definitely time for me. Faith, daughter, me. All I need. All the other stuff is a want at this point. Nothing that I need. I miss having a good time though. Well, she came back 2 days ago. Said she wanted to make things work. I was open to it. Made a list of things that I would expect, and she couldn't agree to it. So, last night I was discussing things with her. And it was pretty intense. She became angry and said, F it. Let's just divorce. Exactly. Too hard to actually feel something, so quit. What a bunch of BS. She said I am not a man for crying and being upset. That I am so unattractive with being insecure. That she has no remorse for what she did because she did what she did because of the way I treated her in the marriage. She said she only wanted to stay together to try and make things work. My daughter. She couldn't tell me she loved me, but she could openly tell me she loved someone else. She blew her second chance before it even started. I am so weak to fall into this crap again. I let her tear my heart out again. She is incapable of feeling the things that I need her to. because she lacks empathy, compassion, love. There is no hope. Duck me. Comments. Your wife is sick. She has an incurable personality disorder. She is wired wrong, defective and unsavable. She ain't ever going to be right, as my grandpa would say about my mom who abandoned us. I know you love your wife, OP, but part of being a man is making tough decisions. And right now the only persons you should be focused on is your daughter and you. File for divorce now, and file for sole custody of your daughter. Quit treating this like a game of chicken. Who cares if your wife blames you for the breakup of the marriage? Everyone who knows her knows she is a nut job. Everyone who knows you are a good man. This sick, destructive woman is not fit to be a mother, much less a wife. OP responds. The D is on overdrive. There is no more looking over my shoulder. I am buying her out of the house, getting her name off of it. She went looking for places to live today. We split up everything, came up with a schedule. Finances are in order. Turning the paperwork in soon, almost finished. I was a man today. No tears, no sadness. Moving this leech out. Getting this crap out of my face. I want full custody more than anything. I cannot get it though. I cannot ask her family to go to the stand. So far, even though she has treated me like hell, she has been a good mother. Until I can prove the unfitness of her, I do not have a leg to stand on. I hate this state. I tell her every day though, that my daughter will be able to talk one day. I tell her if she ever neglects or hurts her when I am not around, it is on every dollar in the bank. I know how unstable she is. One of my goals was with the possibility with the R that she would get into therapy. It was on my list. It was not really a setup, but more or less a backup plan. If they would have diagnosed her and put her on treatment and the bottom fell out, I would have my proof for full custody. I know that sounds terrible. She will not see me cry again. You know what though? Something that really bothered me. When she came home from his house bawling, wanting to try to make things work, I hugged her. I felt like I was hugging my daughter, not a spouse. I imagined that moment, but when it was there happening, I really didn't feel love there. Just more or less going back to what was comfortable. I have to stop being in love with being married and having a family, because that is really what I am sad about. I honestly know, without a doubt, that there is no chance for R. I think I needed this to screw my head on straight. For her to be able to say that she has no remorse for what she has done, but rather blame, shows her true colors. For her to be able to say that I am not a man, a rock, because I am upset about her screwing someone else, literally puts the crazy train on an entire new level. Not sure I told you all this, but what set her off yesterday, I asked if she had slept with him. She said no. I said, okay, I have his phone number. I am going to call him and ask him myself. I started to call him and she texted him really quickly telling him not to answer. Told me I was being immature. I guess she showed her hand. A lot of lies. She told me she was going to not go see the OM anymore until the D was final. Jesus, where is she at now? We are going to have a coming to Jesus meeting tomorrow. She is getting the boot. I am glad I made the right decision and finally stood up to my boundaries. She wants a man. Well, she is about to see a side of me she has never seen before. I am officially pissed off. Getting the bank account split and buying her out of the house. Going to see the mortgage company this week. She has found a few places to live that she is going to go look at this week. Things are moving fast, but why the hell slow it down? Give her what she wants. Easter was hard, splitting up my daughter. I made it through though and I am still here. Just really unfortunate. One of these days I know I will be happy again. There are moments where I feel everything is going to be okay. I just have to keep the thoughts of her screwing someone else out of my mind. She is not mine anymore. She chose another path. Just hurts sometimes to think about. Anyway, we'll let you know how the week goes. Tasks are there to be completed. Stuff is moving fast. Really fast. Boxes are in the garage. If all goes well, she will be moving out with her cheating ways within a week. I am excited to finally get closure. To finally be able to say goodbye. To not have her affair in my face. To be able to wake up in my house with my daughter without her bringing me down. I really feel good. I feel like I am finally on the right path. I know this is going to hurt, but you know what? It is the type of hurt I need to feel because it is a moving on hurt. Not a damn limbo hurt. I cannot believe where my life has taken me. It is hard to imagine that this is happening. I feel like I am literally being the strongest I have ever been in my life. I am getting this sick woman away from me. I finally get to move on. The next few days are going to be hectic, but it is such a beautiful thing. Pray for me that this all goes well. Bank split. Check. STBXW paying for the rental. Check. Moved up mortgage company date to Friday. Check. Hell yes. Movers are coming Thursday. Everything is done. The last piece is taking the divorce classes before we can file. Wow, hard to believe this is all happening. Happening so fast. Have not had time to process it all, but I know there are twinges of pain hiding inside of me waiting for the time to let them out. I am going to miss my friend, my wife, my lover. Going to miss just having her there. Finally, I get to shut another chapter in my life though. I will be fine, I know it, but I will definitely have a sad spell to look forward to. Life is strange, life is hard sometimes, but I know happiness is right around the corner for me. This all just has to get done first. I hope this OM was worth it. Ridiculous. Well, the blues won. I guess that is a high note. Struggling a bit tonight, not really sure why. I know she is with him right now, twinges of pain are coming up, but I am fighting back down. I have not cried in a few days, close a few times today, but I feel that my tears are starting to run dry. I took the daughter to my parents and went to watch the game at a friend's. Her mother has been painting all day and been gone since around 8. She should be home soon, if she even comes home, unless her and the want to break the new place in. I hate pity parties, but man, I know I keep saying this, but was I that bad of a guy? She is moving to a crap town house. Her brother called me today and let me know just how crappy it is. He cannot believe it. I cannot either. After the daughter went to bed Friday, I left. I cannot stand to be in the house with her. I hate leaving, but my house is in shambles with all her moving boxes and I am just tired of splitting up things. She does it with such calm and happiness that she is leaving me in her wake that I just cannot fathom what I did to her for this to partake. I know she is messed up. I know the only mistake I made in this was marrying her to begin with. But how the hell can people just slam the door on a new family? A new life? Being supported to be able to stay home on my back. How do people just quit? What the hell happened to marriage? To vows? I do not even know why we have marriage nowadays when divorce is an option. Marriage is forever. Working, loving, growing. Not 4 years, start a family and just say duck it. Oh well, 5 more days and I get to break down and pick myself up. Just feel like I'm in a hurricane right now. I have had some time to think and I believe what I am struggling with is the fact that I am no longer always going to be there every night to protect her and my daughter. They are going to be without my strength. I won't be there to protect them if something happens. I think my other struggle is letting go of someone I love that needs help. Just doesn't feel right. I want her to be better, but I know I have no control on that. It is kind of like watching someone on fire in front of you, thrashing around, and the only thing you have in your hand is gasoline. I am officially 4 days away. 4 more days of seeing those sad eyes. 4 more days till I will be splitting my time with my daughter. 4 more days and my reality official changes completely. I have been able to hide behind denial, even with staying in the same house, that I would have my daughter every day. See those big beautiful blue eyes. Well, sorry for the countdown. Just want to put some thoughts down. I want to save this and read it one day in the future and see just how out of whack I was. Maybe even have a chuckle. Anyway, 3 more days. Good day today actually. Laundry, paid bills, vacuumed, cleaned a bit. Don't know, had busy hands today. Kept my mind off of things. Her dad came over today, was helping her move boxes. Right in front of her he says, I will get in touch with you and talk with you about all of this. He likes me a lot and knows his daughter. I wish he would get her some help, but alas that has to be her choice. He has tried countless therapy with her in the past. Things I did not know before I married her. They could have thrown me a bone. Was funny though, that had to sting her a bit. Her own father reaching out to the guy she is leaving. She shrugged it off. She always says they like me more than her and she believes that. What a ruckus this has caused. The old life is passing away and the new one is starting. I am just going to be in the limbo stage a few more days. I think at this point things that I am missing from my STBXW is simply all physical. Cuddling, hugging, kissing, bonding. When I think about it though, I never really got all that anyway. So in regard to that I just miss those things. Not her. I am starting to come out of this all. I definitely will miss things about her. But not her. I am going to be lonely and crave to have what was once comfortable. But I am beginning to see that this is not healthy for me. She is not healthy for me. She has broken me down to a point that I do not even recognize the face in the mirror. I am starting to see myself again, liking the way I look, feel, and interact. The shell I have surrounded myself with is starting to crack. I am not out of it yet, but I can tell that I am healing. I am not breaking down when I see her now. I am not wanting to beg her to stay. I am just wanting to move on. I think I have finally thrown in the towel. I can say, without a doubt now, I no longer want to be with this woman. Movers are coming tomorrow. I was kissing my daughter goodbye today and my STBX said to me, what about mommy's kiss? Making an insecure joke trying to see if I had feelings still. I just looked at her and said you didn't want them anymore and that is why you are divorcing me. What a psycho. 1 more day of this crap. It didn't really hurt to be honest. Was just more of a shock thing. She was just seeking some validation for her own self-worth. Because I have been pretty dead emotional-wise to her. I just find those little cracks in her emotional, cheating, lying shell funny when her true feelings come through. Oh well, maybe one day she will learn that you cannot treat people like this if you expect them to keep on loving you. She pushed me to check out and not look back and that is exactly what I have been doing. What about mommy's kiss? Come the duck on. Well, here I sit, watching sport highlights and just thinking that this is the last night she will ever sleep in this house. This is it. The countdown has finally expired and all there is left to do is sleep. It is such a weird moment in my life, this transition. The movers will be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. I took the day off to make sure that I would not be pillaged anymore. The house appraiser came today so I can open up the new loan in my name to get her off of the house along with the quick deed. This should all be done in a few weeks. So, my checklist at this now. Divorce child classes. File the divorce. 2 small steps. Lol. Everything is documented and split accordingly with a paper trail to prove everything in case she goes crazy. Moving my friend in this weekend probably. He will help me financially and emotionally. I thank God for him daily. I have been working out daily. I am getting huge. Honestly, I don't even remember the last time I was this muscular. Hell, my abs are even showing now. I look like Van Damme. I am happy physically with myself. I am going to knock them dead when I am ready, but inside feeling a little foggy, empty. Bought a bunch of new clothes today. I don't want to concentrate too much on outward appearance, but if it makes me feel better, why the hell not? Oh, I need to get a new washer and dryer. I didn't know you win those when you cheat. I am still too much of a pushover, but screw it. Why fight about the small things? Well, it is done. Got all my furniture moved around and my nice single-sized bed in my bedroom with a makeshift nightstand. Looks like a damn squat house in here. Moved all the furniture, getting ready to watch the hockey game. Go Blues. Man, this is eerie. Way too quiet. I am shell-shocked. So crazy that it has come to this. I only lost it twice today. One was from the guy being over there with my STBX. She let me know that in so many words. I teared up a bit, but it didn't last. The other was when I was setting up the new TV stand. The drill scared my daughter along with all the new furniture. She was terrified and I cried and told her I was sorry for all the changes. That daddy is doing all that he can. I know she is one, but I more or less said it for me. I hope I can sleep tonight. I made sure to burn it at both ends today so I can just crash. Time to start learning on living alone. Definitely is a bunch to take in though. It is such a sudden change that you cannot adapt to it as fast as you would like. This is all of a sudden. I have been mentally preparing for this, but I feel that the only way I am going to adapt to this is to live it, and here I am living it. Adapting, accepting, and moving on. The Blues better win tonight, because this day is going to be one of those bad memories that will always be lingering in my mind. Oh neat, divorce commercial for dads is on the TV. Come on. Anyway, I am doing a hell of a lot better than I thought I would be. Maybe I really am healing. I am not really scared anymore, just uncertain on what the hell I am supposed to do now. Yes, it is really time to move on and see what else this life is for my daughter and me. Here we go. Started to trigger today. Just a tad bit lonely being here, with my daughter. Just getting used to her not being here anymore. STBXW. So, I got sad for a minute and decided to get out of the house and get some sushi and my daughter some new shoes. It helped. We just ate dinner together. She had grapes, cottage cheese, egg whites, and wheat bread. I enjoy cooking her meals. My STBXW used to take care of it and I would just take the frozen food she pre-made and defrost it. But I like just making it to order for my baby girl. It is something to do and it is nice to cook her fresh meals, considering the STBX cannot cook to save her life. I understand why it is this way. I don't know. Still just not used to all the being alone crap yet. I will adjust the more time that passes. I am excited to find out who I am and excited that I get to do some of the things that I enjoy. I think I am definitely going through withdrawals from the STBX living here. I am going to try to stay as busy as I possibly can when I do not have my daughter. It is just so very weird right now. Again, I know I am just not used to all of this yet and over time I will get there. But man, this is hard. Got to keep telling myself, I didn't create this mess. I just have to live with the choices of someone else. This is what happens sometimes when you put your faith into someone else. We just were on the wrong side of the coin. I am not divorced yet. I really can't do that until I sign the papers. I made a vow and plan to stick to it until the deed is done. Just because she broke her end of the deal doesn't mean that gives me the green light on going crazy. The old 2 wrongs don't make a right. It still means a lot to me, even though it is tarnished and ruined. It is definitely for me though, not her. Now, the problem is, this will be very, very hard. I already have a few knockings on the door and temptation there. I think I can hold out another 4 to 5 months. Time will tell. A friend with benefits, that would definitely help me in the now, but I know the long-term gratification of it would be a negative. My morals are the only thing still intact from all of this. Not saying a FWB is the wrong choice here, just definitely not for me, right now. Last night was the first night that my daughter had not stayed in the house. After, I saw the STBX new place, and brought my daughter in. I sat and watched my baby girl play as tears rolled down my face. The STBX was crying, I was crying, and my daughter was happy. She said, I am so sorry. I said, this is what you wanted. She said, I miss her so much. I said, this is what you wanted. I left and drove home crying my eyes out. Not for losing her, but for my daughter having to stay away from me. I called a buddy and he listened to my cry and talked me down. All in all, my meltdown lasted about 15 minutes. I think that was the hardest thing I have ever had to do in my life. I did it. I am still here. It hurts like a bee, but I will adapt and survive. So afterward, a friend came over and I didn't much want to sit at home. So we went to a bar. I guess when you go out looking for trouble you find it, because sure as hell wouldn't you know it. An ex of mine was there. By the end of the night, I was tipsy and lonely, and she was touchy-flirty. And I can to an encompass. Either go home with her or go the hell home. I went home and I am glad that I did. It was hard, especially when it is thrown at you and you haven't had the touch of a woman in a while. Her, oh that is how we are going to end the night. Me, yes, that is how we are ending the night. I drove away, got home at 2 a.m., and now I am tired as hell. Going to check this BS off my list for a while. I pray she never comes back, because I will tell her no, but I do not want to have to. You know what I mean. My comment, although OP showed some weakness to his partner, at the end of the day, it's a fresh separation. It will take him time to grow out of this. Part 3 coming soon. I am working on it as you are watching this. Check out the other stories. And I will be back very soon.